Hello and welcome to Inside the Box. Today we are talking about the Euros. I know it has been some time, but I hope we make up for it. Okay, so let my guests here introduce themselves. What's your name?
I'm Akrasi.
I'm Kenneth.
Jeffrey.
Ariello.
Alright, okay. So we are here to talk about the Euros, as you know. What are your general impressions about the Euros that was?
It was a good tournament. Tactically, quality, everything.
Everything?
Yeah, one of the best I've seen.
I expected better from some of the teams that participated, but it didn't go as planned. But well, let's just say it was way better than
Okay.
the West Ham.
We'll get to the teams that disappointed you. What were you?
It's a very good tournament, very well organized, very unpredictable. One of the best we've seen in a very long time.
Okay. So, which team was the dark horse for you? Pardon?
Turkey was my dark horse.
Turkey.
Yeah.
And what happened to them? Right? What went
Very
wrong?
disappointing. I don't know what happened,
Okay.
I think you wanted them to win.
but they were my dark horse.
I'll look.
Alright. So, what about you? What team did you expect to do? Or like one of the smaller?
I'll go with Turkey.
Turkey.
Yeah, I'll go with Turkey.
It's Czech Republic for me.
Czech Republic. Why did you have faith in them?
They came as a small team from the group stages and how they were playing. I could see they wanted to, really surprise everybody. It was quite unfortunate that in the last game it didn't go all as they planned. They had the joint top scorer of the competition, so it all should tell you how they were prepared for the tournament and how they went towards it. So Turkey is the dark horse for me.
Okay. So, which team impressed you guys?
Us.
Denmark?
Yeah, Denmark.
For me, Denmark. I didn't expect them to reach where they reached, honestly.
Well, what happened in their first game?
In their first game, yes, what happened, the Ericsson situation, it was like, I thought they would be broken, emotionally, but then they picked some strong mentality and then finished the tournament to wherever they ended with it.
Okay.
With a strong
I'll go with them. I think Denmark played very beautiful football, and we are not even going to lie about it. One thing I like, football is not all about just kicking the ball up and down, running up and down. It does a lot. For me personally, I like football when the ball is on the ground and you are able to play away a team through your passing game. And then Denmark really don't, after they lost Ericsson, they didn't really have any big man in the team to be able to hold them in order to play the kind of football they did play. But trust me, Denmark was on point from the beginning of the tournament to the end. After they lost Ericsson, they got their head in the game throughout till.
But they lost their first game, if I remember.
Yeah, they lost to
their first two games.
I think they lost the second game.
They lost the second game.
They lost their
Wow.
first two. And what?
To
They qualified
Belgium.
with only 3 points.
Yeah.
So
So
But you could see their head was in the game throughout the competition. They didn't lose focus after what happened to Ericsson. Their head, and then they came out. Let's acknowledge them. They came out of a very tough group. Let's be realistic over here. They came out of a very tough group. So we need to give them the credit for what they did to where they got to. Yeah.
Alright. Yeah.
I'll go with Spain.
Spain. Impressed you.
Yeah. Considering the players Enrique left out, we all expected them to go out very early. But
Are
they
you
still-
sure?
Yeah.
I don't agree with you.
Oh, I do agree with him because you cannot come to a tournament and your main striker is Morata. It doesn't make sense. Someone who I don't know. I don't want to say certain things, but you can't come to an European competition with your main striker as Diego Morata and then as fast as sitting at home. It doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
And then if you watch the football they played, the semi-final game against Italy, they played they played good football, but they couldn't get the ball into the nets because they do not have a good striker. You cannot come to a tournament with Diego Morata as your main striker and you expect to win Alvaro Morata as your main striker.
Why the Morata slander?
Bro, this is not Morata slander.
He didn't start.
Like, he came to equalize. But my point is, he came and he scored. My point is, you cannot come to a tournament with Morata as your main striker. Because let's be serious over here.
Why not?
Well,
What do you like about him?
I don't watch so much of La Liga games. The Premier League. I watch so many Premier League. So I didn't really know how Pedri played until I watched the Euros. I watched their games and he was one of the players who played for the full 90 minutes for his age, like 18 years of age or 19. He was
So he's
still
a
able
young
to.
player
Was a young
of the
player, and he also
tournament.
won the young player of the tournament because of the energy. I wasn't expecting that energy from Pedri. I've not, to be honest, I don't watch Barcelona matches. Yeah.
So right now, let's dissect like what happened to some of the big teams that we expected to win, and we can't start with this without talking about France.
Complacency,
Yeah.
number one.
Like,
Complacency. They thought this was their year. They didn't go into the game with any mindset of killing the game in the first 90 minutes.
Lost focus.
They lost focus along the line. So complacency is the main key.
What do you think happened to them?
France. With France, I feel. I don't want to be a bit bad or anything, but like, let's be honest. France is a very good team, but I feel like they came in the tournament too bossy, thinking that they are the boss because like they won the World Cup. They came too bossy, thinking no one can bring them down. We are all beyond. There was, as Akasi and Vincent said, Charlie, they were very complacent. Like, it was too much. You can actually see that in their football game.
But I also blame the coach in a way because he had a good system. Why change it?
Why change it? Well, he wanted. You can see that he changed it in order to favor Benzema.
Well,
That's how I see it.
I think the coach also needed Benzema in a way because Benzema was really on form last season, going to the Euros, and then Benzema, their group of death as they call. They had Germany, they had Portugal to play. So if we don't,
And they topped it.
and they topped the group as well. So Benzema actually came to improve upon their attacking. But you see,
You think they just doing with getting Giroud out of the game, like out of their team, and bringing Benzema in? Do you think it was the right decision? Because like everything was perfect with Giroud inside.
I think Benzema was the top scorer in their team, right?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, so I think he contributed very well. Yeah. They just so
And that also didn't allow Mbappe to play free.
yes,
because they played some good football.
they really did.
But it just didn't work out for them.
Okay, so the next one is Belgium.
Belgium,
What about them?
wow, injury was
Belgium, I would just say is injuries. Injuries worry them.
injuries.
Injuries worry them because having thinking about it, they have big men. You have Eden Hazard, you have
KDB.
Kevin De Bruyne in your team, you have Lukaku, you have Torgan Hazard. Like, but you could see that the injuries, the big men in the team, those who actually hold the team, immediately they are injured, it messes them up. An example is they played a game where Kevin De Bruyne and Hazard did not start. They were losing the game. Immediately these two were introduced against Denmark. Immediately these two were introduced the game. They won
the game. They won the
They changed the game and they won. So these are their big men. These are the big men in the game. These are those who are able to hold the team. And the game where they lost, you could see they had only Kevin De Bruyne in the game, whereas Hazard wasn't playing.
Yeah.
And Kevin De Bruyne was misplacing there. You could see his passes and things were not going through to Lukaku, and then they were a mess. They were a total mess in the game.
Alright.
So we have a team whereas the big men will have to pull up in order for them to win something.
Alright.
The big men will have to pull up.
Okay.
But I think they got beaten by a very good Italy side.
Yeah.
That out
The
here.
Italian side was
Despite the injuries and
class.
all that, but I think Italy were very good.
We'll talk about how good Italy were very soon.
Very good,
Let's
very good.
start with the other finalists. That was England.
England,
Yeah.
to be very honest with you, I wasn't expecting England to get to the final. England had quite, compared to Italy, they had smaller games to play. But then looking at their style of football, they were more defensive. They were winning their games by 1-0, 2-1, 1. No, they didn't even consider until I think the quarter of the semi-finals until they conceded. So England's game was kind of like defensive. And I was expecting a team to just shock them and then score them at a point and then they would go out.
Personally, I think Southgate is quite good at tournament football.
Well,
Do you understand?
But that's all.
Because-
You have enough attacking quality.
Yeah, I understand.
should
I was
really-
actually very frustrated at the start of the Euros because he had too many talented players.
Yes.
You understand? He actually went for 2 CDMs, 5 defenders, that's the 5 back,
yeah.
and had only 3 attacking players. Like,
Considering
Jeffrey,
the
what do
depth,
you
the
think
attacking
about
depth
that?
he had.
As for England, I really don't know what they want again. Let me put it that way. I don't know what they want again because I feel like this is a team that 90% of them already play in one league. 90% of the players already play in one league. Whereas you know yourselves when you go when they are in camp, you can see the pictures, the videos. Like you can see them.
They are relatively young. They are all together. They
And
are
then,
together.
to be very honest, these are players that are very young, and should be up to the task.
Yes.
Because you could see that in their game, Henderson is grown. He's grown in this team, right?
Yes,
but he's on the bench.
yes,
You could see from the defense to the attackers are all young boys.
Yes.
Foden is a starter. Sterling is a starter.
Foden was.
Okay,
until
was.
because of-
He lost.
yeah, he lost
Mason,
his-
we have Mason Mount, we have Declan Rice, we have Phillips.
Yes.
All these guys are like young guys who are supposed to be able to play good football. But what are we getting from them?
They're sitting behind.
So I think they were kind of playing the
we don't
coach's
know.
plan. The coach's plan was
We don't
defense,
know.
defense.
Wait, they still got to the final, so what are you guys saying?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, you see, to win the tournament, you have to score.
You have to win.
You have to win. You
But
have
they
to
won
win.
and got to the final.
So what happened in the final? Why didn't they just kill off the game? Because
To be honest, personally, I think maybe he did what he had to do to get to the final. Right now, things are not working. You kill the first half, Italy get back into the game in the second half. Do you understand? So if Italy have taken over, I think he should have like brought some attacking talent or something to try and change the game.
That's his problem.
But
That's his problem.
he finished the game with Sterling, who was playing like the whole tournament. You see, he was dying.
The
Like,
mistake he made was that he wanted to change the system. But he did
in the
that too
final
late.
was too late. They didn't know how to play.
He should have changed it before it used to.
Personally, I think Southgate's decisions are totally off.
He's not
He's not from his decisions are all not
Because
good.
he took Henderson, he took Declan Rice off for Henderson. These are two players of similar traits. They all give you almost the same thing. So I don't know why he.
Personally, I thought he could have brought in Bellingham because of his weight.
Yes, but taking off.
and bringing Grealish,
Declan
player
Rice.
of Grealish's quality.
Yes.
You have Sancho on the
You have
bench, you have
Sancho on the
Rashford on the bench.
Yes.
You can't tell me that they can't come and do a job in 30 minutes.
Of course.
They bring them on for 2 minutes, you can't play penalties.
Come and play
It
penalties.
doesn't feel good enough.
He didn't
Logic,
prepare
just
them.
as Jose Mourinho said, logically, you cannot bring a player in for him to have a kick of the ball just once and you expect him to bury a penalty. Logically, it cannot happen. Logically, Jose Mourinho's words. Logically, you cannot bring a player on the pitch to have just one kick of the ball and you expect him to bury a penalty. It doesn't work that way. Do you understand? You can't tell me that some of the players that were on the pitch before you brought in Jordan Sancho and then Marcus Rashford are not capable of taking penalties. Most of them are capable of
You have the like
taking these
You have
penalties.
the like of Shaw.
Yes, Mount's capable.
Yes, he is. He.
You had Mount.
I don't know.
This just Jose Mourinho said something. I watched something after. Jose Mourinho said that it is very hard to put the fate of a nation in the hands of such a young boy. Where was Shaw?
Personally,
He mentioned three players. He said Shaw, Stones, and someone. Sterling and where were they? And you can't tell me these boys are boys that won't be willing to take penalties. No, you
Well,
can't.
I think Grealish said in a post, he
In
liked
a-
the post that they were kind of blaming him. Why didn't he go off? Like, why didn't he just go on to take the ball to take a penalty? It was like he was ready to play, but the coach made his own selection, and then the most crucial penalty kick, you
Yeah,
gave it to such an inexperienced. Maybe he might be doing well in the training, like with the penalty, but then with someone like that at a very crucial moment where Jorginho, their best penalty taker had missed. You needed somebody who would bury that particular
I
penalty.
agree.
I don't believe in such-
I feel
Yeah, for Saka,
I
that
feel-
pressure was too much for
For his
Saka. I
first
think.
penalty
So.
in
I
his
think.
career.
I feel
It was
with
too
penalties,
much,
we have 5 penalties, right? The first person to take the penalty is supposed to score. He's going to give the rest of him to score.
Yes.
The last penalty is supposed to be the person supposed to bury it. Look at France. The penalty shootout they lost. First penalty was Pogba, buried it. Simple. Give the rest of them the vim. Kylian Mbappe expulse it. Do you understand? So you cannot put the fate of a nation in the hand of a young boy. No, even though he's a good player. Fine.
course.
Saka is very very
Saka is
good.
class. For his age,
He's
superb.
very very good. And then this guy has a career right ahead of him. If he's not someone who's strong, it's really going to bring him down and put him down.
I agree.
Because he also plays for Arsenal. Arsenal is a team where people look down on them.
Plus, things are not really
They
going.
lost yesterday.
Yes.
2-1.
So
The team spirit is already not at the
So,
top.
Ariel, being a Man U fan, a very proud Man U fan, what do you think about Shaw, Maguire, their performances?
Class, it's very exquisite.
Yeah.
I think this Maguire's best like spell since he came to United. He's been very good. Short,
It
spectacular.
was very, very solid.
Yeah, very solid.
I think it was worth the 80 million.
Well, the time will tell.
Time will tell.
What about Shaw?
The shot is very good. I mean, we know he can do that, and he's delivered.
Okay, we'll go to the team of the tournament. He not being inside because personally I didn't understand that decision, man. Okay. Yo, Jeffrey, I know you're also a Miami fan. What do you think about their performance?
Shaw was just Shaw. I'll just say Shaw was just Shaw. Like he actually did. He's good. Don't look at me that way. Shaw is actually good. Shaw was just Shaw.
How is Shaw just Shaw? This is one of his best spells in his career.
Oh yeah, and he did very well. Just as you said, he should have been in the team of the year, but team of the tournament. But he wasn't part of it.
He wasn't the kind of the left back that was in this.
Spinazzola, 3 assists, 1 goal.
It's not about you.
Less goals conceded.
Bro, that is my opinion. My opinion is my player should be in the 11. That is, you can also bring up your own. That is mine.
So let's go to the Chelsea players who represented you in the tournament. Which one impressed you?
I would say
Obviously,
Jorginho.
They have no one else.
I wouldn't say impressed me. I know Jorginho. Jorginho doing Jorginho things.
He's not good.
Listen,
He's not good.
Jorginho is very good.
Jorginho is not
You can
good.
say whatever I want to say about Jorginho, but I know how class Jorginho is on the field. Jorginho commands the midfield from the back. The best register in the world. Nobody there again. Jorginho.
They overhyped that guy. That guy
But
is.
he delivered. I don't know.
From Kante, you should have Kante
What do you
win.
want to see from
You
Jorginho?
understand?
He's not
And I'd
good.
have brought
What do you want to
Jorginho.
see?
He's just
One
not
of the
good.
best midfielders in the tournament.
Yes.
He's what?
You can't take that away from him.
Yes.
All right. That's your opinion.
So which other
Deceptions.
player impressed you?
Alright.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Hey.
All the Chelsea players, like the Chelsea players that
What's the name of that Scotland midfielder?
Billy Gilmore. Bro, that guy's a top baller. He's a top
Yeah, I
baller.
think Jorginho and Christensen.
Christensen was really good.
Okay.
It's very good.
Alright, so the player of the tournament for you?
tournament.
Now we had, but I think Donnarumma.
No. Yeah, bro.
Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Go to Jeffrey first. Let me think about this. This is not just
Pogba.
Paul Pogba. I like that.
Player of the tournament.
Love the tournament.
Yeah, it should have been Paul, but he went out early. So
The guy's just good.
it should have been him that went out.
Hey.
Yeah.
Look, sure.
I think just take from the finalists, and I think maybe
Sure.
Shaw or maybe Sterling. Yeah, those two.
If they want to argue with me about Pogba, alright, I'll give it to Chiesa. I'll give it to Chiesa. If you are taking it to the final, like let's say you pick it from the
Donnarumma was
final,
consistent from game 1 to the final.
I don't care.
He was there when the team needed him.
I don't care.
He pulled up
Big
big saves.
I don't care. Why Pogba wasn't there when the team needed him?
He wasn't there.
Are you sure?
In that Switzerland match.
I think Ken, I'm waiting for you.
Yes, I'll go for Chiesa.
Ah.
That kid was.
But I've been hearing things like Jorginho for Ballon d'Or from Chelsea. None of you have mentioned his name.
Player of the tournament, to be very honest with you, yeah. The person who usually gets the spotlight in a tournament is one who makes an impact in goal contributions. That is why they are pushing for the Luke Shaw agenda. He was better than Spinazzola, whatever. But if you break down their gameplay, if you look at the player who was actually very well involved in their games until the very final, you would understand why Spinazzola should be in the team of the tournament. But if you are looking
Ahead
at
of Shaw.
ahead of Shaw, yes.
Now,
Generally,
you made up your mind.
of course, I've also made up my mind.
I'm not against Shaw, but Spinazzola was
Was up there. Was top
Okay.
there. I'm not saying Shaw didn't play very good. Shaw has played very well this season, including the Premier League. Shaw has been up there as one of the best left backs, in the year, not in the world. So
So why him ahead of Spinazzola?
I'm saying like
Why
his impact in the game.
Impact. I'm always
No,
saying
you see,
Shaw
when-
was at MSN.
Well,
they still got to win the game.
But you can't compare MSN's
Shaw can
play
play Shaw's position
yes,
and he will do better.
of course.
Who?
Chewa is known for
Yeah,
goals and
that's
assists.
right.
That is Chewa. That is Chewa's play. That is Chewa's
Yeah,
play.
Shaw
He gets game time.
So
Yes, you get
Well,
now
that's
who's
the best
better.
now, that is his job.
Now who's
that's
better?
what so you're telling no. I tell
See
you no.
Shaw as a wing back.
No.
Yes,
So
and
wait.
you know how-
Yeah,
So
they played three back and still.
I telling you no. Wait. Nana, you're telling me right now. You're actually telling me that Shaw is better than Shaw.
I'm not saying it's better, but yeah,
Is
his
Shaw
position-
better than
He could have done
Shaw?
Shaw's
He
job.
could have done Shaw's job.
Three assists, one goal.
He could have. He could have. That is what Chewa is known
All
for.
the defensive.
No,
tackles.
yes, when you go to, Chewa is kind of like a defensive. It's not so much of a defensive.
Yeah, that's why
But in the
Shaw
three
is a
back, in the
full
three back system, yeah.
Did you see Chilwell's goal contribution last
Okay. Is it safe to say Calvert-Lewin could have done what Kane was doing?
Two different types of players.
So
One is a target man, one
Have
is
you-
a blind forward.
Okay, have you all seen the team of the tournament?
Yes, I have.
Alright, who do you think should be in? Who shouldn't be in for you? Okay, let me mention it.
Give me yes.
Okay, so Donnarumma in goal, Walker right back, Bonucci and Maguire in centre back, Spinazzola, Jorginho, Højbjerg, Pedri,
Okay.
then Chiesa, Lukaku, Sterling.
For the front three,
there was no Ronaldo in this, right?
No.
yeah,
Lukaku out tomorrow.
Lukaku out.
For
Four,
three penalties?
yes,
You
four
know,
goals from
with this, I was thinking about who.
Sheik, yeah, Patrick
Yeah,
Schick.
Sheik. Yeah, for Lukaku. It's even better. But Sheik is better.
Højbjerg.
Maybe I was thinking I didn't really know why Javier was in there, but he was exceptional. He did quite well, but I was trying to
It wasn't just
try and
quite
pick
well, it was too
pick a player that would try and replace Javier, but well, let's give it to him.
Jorginho.
Jorginho, I feel Jorginho shouldn't be there.
Who should be?
I just hate him, so I feel he shouldn't be there. But I don't
Don't talk about
understand.
it. This is general.
Oh no. Okay, I feel okay. Pogba should be there in terms of being better than Jorginho. Okay, Jorginho does deserve it.
Okay, so
Deserve it.
before, okay.
Even the Walker at the right back. That's
They could have put
position.
Spinazzola there, put Shaw
Oh,
there. Those things
no,
on
no,
the
wait,
field
wait,
all
wait.
the time.
Spinazzola
I've seen
left back.
These are the
scenes of the tournament that they'll put Lama left back.
I realize-
Walker right back.
I-
Those things
I
happen.
realized most of the players on social media were saying Kawaka was one of the best players in the tournament.
Yeah, apparently.
But he had-
Apparently
he had-
just
he
one
had-
foul.
Yeah,
The whole tournament.
the whole tournament.
How many- how many-
Speed, you know, he
But how many
Just
goal
one foul.
contributions do you have?
He
He didn't have.
I'm just saying.
That's
You understand my point now. So when that is just like what the work Spinazzola did. He had 0 goal contributions in the tournament, though, but his impact in the game was felt by everyone. So if you choose Shaw ahead of Spinazzola because of the goal contributions and blah blah blah, you see the reason why
that's-
he's
that's-
not
Don't
I think Shaw also had a huge impact in the
Of
game.
course,
I can
he did.
also say that Max left wing back was also exceptional.
Marlon. Oh, Marlon.
Mile or something.
Yeah.
You guys didn't watch that Mark.
I did. That guy was very,
system.
yeah.
So it's the
But I
same
didn't
thing.
take the team to the finals.
You see, yeah, Shaw was the finals.
Yeah.
And he lost it. So
Yeah.
But okay, yeah.
Oh
So
yeah, on penalty.
Beyond his
2-6
control.
and lost.
Alright, so quickly before we end, let's move to the Copa America. Messi winning. Were you surprised?
No, not at all.
Why not?
I,
Not surprised.
it was just, it just had to happen. It had
Messi
to
should
happen.
have 2 Copa
Sooner or
Americas.
later, it had to happen. And it did. No surprise.
So that makes him the best player ever. Like,
Even before that
That
was
is-
the best ever. So
Of course,
this
as
just
for that one, no
like a
one
bonus.
without any doubt.
Alright. Yeah, what do you think?
I wasn't surprised. I actually knew he was going to win it. I knew he was going to win it, but I was just afraid. Afraid.
Final.
No, I was afraid of Otamendi. Otamendi can easily give away a penalty to Neymar. He was. I just thought the guy. I was afraid. Otamendi was going to give away a penalty to Neymar, and that could happen quite easily because he does that quite often in finals. He does that very. But Messi winning, I feel like it's been long waited, and he deserves it.
Messi
He
deserves
deserves
it. That's all, point blank.
But
He deserves it.
what do you think Emiliano
Martinez, Jesus, Arsenal.
very important.
Arsenal kept a gem for like 10 years.
Excellent.
Excellent goalkeeper.
Rodrigo De Paul.
You should buy him, United. You should get
he's
him.
moving to Atletico? We get Wikipedia.
Why not Chelsea? I have the best goalkeeper in the world at the moment.
Hey.
Without any doubt. At the moment.
Alright, so thank you very much for joining us today.
Yes, guys.
Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button.
And share.